You know how Americans make fun of British people for not pronouncing their T's? I don't think most Americans realize they're just as guilty of that. Like, I'm sure you've heard the joke that Brits pronounce bottle of water as bottle of water because Brits can't pronounce the T. Well, it's a bit more complicated than that. First, this phenomenon isn't in all British dialects, not even close. It's only a feature in a handful of British dialects, especially Cockney English. But second of all, it's not like people aren't pronouncing the T at all. They're not saying bowl of war, they're saying bottle of water. The T is still pronounced, only differently. This phenomenon is known as T-glottalization, where the letter T goes from being pronounced with the tip of the tongue to being pronounced as a glottal stop at the back of the throat. Like the sound you make in the middle of uh-oh. And I don't think most Americans realize that they do this too. Like in my dialect, I wouldn't pronounce these words as lightning and button, but as lightning and button. We often don't think of this as an American English feature because it happens in way less words than in, say, Cockney English. But there are still specific rules as to when and where it can happen. For example, in Cockney English, the word potato doesn't become pa-a-o, but potato, because there's specific rules on which T's get glottalized, typically the ones after stressed syllables. Now you might be thinking, okay, not all British dialects do it, and okay, we Americans do it to a limited extent, and okay, they're still pronouncing the T but only differently, but they're still not pronouncing it properly with a T sound. Well, sorry, Americans, you aren't off the hook yet because we do the same thing, but worse. In the same way that T-glottalization was the transformation of T to a different sound, American English, among other dialects, does something known as flapping, where the T and D sounds become a R sound, made by flapping your tongue against the roof of your mouth.